Hi all. Let's start today's discussion on soft skills. I have seen that in experience. In my experience, I have seen in company most of the time, leadership or individual contributor struggling with effective communication. When the time comes, they will either communicate under value or overvalue, and both are dangerous. So, what should be the effective communication for individuals or for manager, so that it will effectively drive to a positive outcome? So the first thing is why we need this communication. Definitely, it is a very key and powerful attributes of an individual to communicate what exactly and at what level he want to communicate that. So the first point I'm going to share today is that start using what and how instead of why. Let me put some context here so that you will get a better understanding. When you are asking someone like, why you come here, why you did this, why you conclude like this, these all are creating some negative impact. Instead of asking these questions, if you can ask like, instead of why you come here, if you can ask what inspired you to come here, why you did this, instead of this, if you can ask what inspired you to do this, why you conclude like this, instead of that, if you can ask how would you come to this conclusion. So both have same meaning almost, but one example is of a negative communication and one is a very enthusiastic positive in communication. Okay, let's move to the next point. Start using and instead of but. Why? The problem with this but word is that it negates all the preceding things. For example, this is a great idea, but we don't have time. Now, whatever the positive things you said before but, like this is a great idea, but we don't have time, after but, it all precedence, positive value of precedence word has negated here, right? That's why instead of but, if you can use and, like example, this is a great idea and we can see if we have a time. Almost both have same meaning, but the use of word, if you use correctly, it will communicate effective and positive way. If you don't choose right word, then definitely your communication would be treated as a negative communication, right? This is the second point, that start using and instead of but in your communication. Third is, I have seen that in my experience, I have seen multiple times, in fact, infinite number of times you would say, that negotiation is always difficult, because negotiation between any two parties is not easy. So how to negotiate with your team member or a client or a member in hierarchy up or down? How do you negotiate? I'm sure, in like my experience, you all have such experience, right? You also have seen that enough number of times you have seen that negotiation ended with negative notes. So how do you convert your negotiation will end with the positive notes? Sometime back, I have gone through some book and I have seen that there are suggestions, and those suggestions are considered as a design thinking principle, which is help you to negotiate better next time. Use the below format of your communication. Excuse me. If you can use this format like I like X, I like Y, I wonder if you can consider Z, so that it will help to achieve the result W. For example, I like your idea of considering timeline to market. I also like your idea to consider budget limit to impact our own project. I wonder if you can consider current skill set of our team that will make sure our strategy to work for successful project execution. This is one example. What is positive in this format, that you are communicating that you are liking some consideration, you are liking, not some exactly, you are liking consideration given by them. And also along with that, you are suggesting one valuable idea, which if it can included in collaborated with their idea, then together this will produce a great result. And it is after this kind of communication, you will see that the party who is against you, they also realize that, okay, he is adding some value in it, right? So why not let's consider this idea altogether and proceed further. So negotiation ended with the positive notes, where the conflict between two parties is ended with the collaboration for both parties, right? That is the another example of effective communication. Okay, next thing I have seen in my experience many times, when someone is presenting their idea. So maybe whatever the consideration going in his mind, many times they are valid instead of asking for support or like inviting for support, they always do like asking for validation, which is not correct thing. So my suggestion here is instead of asking someone for validation, instead invite for collaboration. Let me put some context here. You are presenting some idea, and after presentation, if you are asking like, does this make sense? This is not a good idea to ask this question because it is showing that your idea, whatever you have presented, does not make sense, or you are confident if you are, or you are not confident enough for your idea. Instead of asking, does it make sense? If you can ask, what are your views on that? Or let me know if you have any question, or I would like your input on this, or I look forward to hearing your thoughts. Now, all sentences have almost same meaning, but the first sentence where you are saying, does this make sense? You are inviting people for validating your thought, which people purposely don't want to do, don't want to judge you. Instead of that, if you invite people for collaboration to give their idea, people can happily share their thoughts and improvements, and that will make more sense to your idea. So this is the fourth point which you should always consider. I mean, these four, if you follow genuinely in your future communication, I'm sure you will get more positive outcomes very soon. I only wish you, please follow it genuinely, honestly, and in all your future communication. Share your thoughts on my idea in comment. Share your thoughts, maybe improve in terms of improvement, maybe feedback, what parts you like it, what parts you don't like it, so that I will improve those things in the future video. Thank you. Thanks a lot.